Hello and welcome to the Upside Down Shack. Today we just got some brand new set images from the Duffer Brothers themselves, including fresh new looks at Steve, Nancy, and Jonathan, as well as Robin. I'm going to show these images right here and then get into some speculation and how a lot of these images and set locations tie into previous theories we've covered here on the channel already. Let's get into these images and I will talk to you guys afterwards. Here we go. So there you have it. There are those 4 new set images shared from the Duffer Brothers themselves today. As we see in the first one, we have Jonathan and Nancy in the back of what looks like Steve's car, looking really terrified, scared at whatever they're looking at, craning their necks to see what's behind them. In the second one, we have the Duffer Brothers, Steve, Nancy, and Jonathan looking at a shot on an iPad. Their faces lighting up from the screens, looking really happy with what they have just created. In the third, we have one of the Duffer Brothers putting their arm around Jonathan, sharing a smile with one another. And in the last one, we just kind of have this goofy image in what looks like a barn of Robin skipping, I want to say is what she's doing in that image. So now that we've seen and talked about what these images are, we are going to get into some speculation. Now, the first 3 are the most important. Sorry, Robin, I'm going to have to just kind of brush over your skipping photo for this video. It really doesn't do much for us besides the fact that you're in a barn. And we have seen some farm locations recently floating around the internet on filming. A lot of barns being used, some silos. Looks like Joyce Byers and Will have been there. We don't have too much information on that to report on, but that looks like where Robin is in this image. On a barn set, you see the hay and dirt on the ground, and if you're from the Midwest or anywhere that has farmland, you know what the inside of a barn looks like, so I'm just going to pinpoint that for another date, but it looks like Robin is in the farm set right now. But the most important part, and the reason you clicked on this video, more likely than not, is for the images of Steve, Nancy, and Jonathan, more specifically the 3 and what happens with Steve's car. Now, about a week ago on the channel, I believe it is going to be my 3rd video down from this one. If you wanted to check it out, I did a set photo breakdown and speculation on the antenna coming out of Steve's car and what it could mean for the plot of season 5, what this antenna is going to do. And I also showcased those old kind of CGI computer rendered mock-ups of Dustin, Jonathan, and Nancy in Steve's car in the upside down with that antenna pole coming through the car. And if you don't have the time to go watch that video, I will TLDR it right here. Basically, what I'm theorizing is that Dustin has somehow convinced Steve to put this giant satellite antenna through the middle of his car. And as you know, or maybe don't know, they have been filming at a lot of radio location sets. So my theory is that they have found a way to communicate in the upside down. Steve's car and that little group of characters ends up in the upside down, and they are able to communicate while in the upside down. And the radio tower and communicating over the wavelengths are going to play a big part in the action of season 5. So that little synopsis is why these set images are so groundbreaking. Not only is it just flat out amazing to see these characters in some really high quality, officially shared with us by the creators images, but it also adds to the speculation that me and many others have been doing for the last few months. So let's get into it. As we see Jonathan and Nancy in the back of Steve's car, staring horrifyingly at the camera through the back windshield. And then, of course, the other 2, we see the same characters kind of watching over some footage, talking with the Duffer Brothers, just having a good time on set, which I'm going to assume is probably after they filmed that scene where we see the 2 in the back of the car, just kind of looking over what they just filmed. Now, this first image, again, with Jonathan and Nancy in the back seat, probably ties into that computer-generated footage and the images we've been seeing of Steve's car. Now, whether this is in the upside down or not, they are 100% in Steve's car. They are in the back seat as we see them in that old computer-generated video that the Duffer Brothers shared during the writing and acting strikes, and they are in some sort of imminent danger as they are in the video as well. So this might be our first live action real look at whatever that scene is going to be, and also adds to the speculation. So in the video, we see that they are in the upside down from kind of the pink, tentacle, gross looking background. But in this, it looks like there is more of a real background. It's kind of hard to tell from the surface area we have that isn't very close up of the car and the camera, but it doesn't look like they're on a blue screen set, a digital set, or anything of the kind. It looks like they are outside, maybe in downtown Hawkins or in front of a building or something. It doesn't look too much like a set. And correct me if I'm wrong, of course, but to me it looks like they are on a practical outdoor real set, which makes me believe that somewhere in this sequence of events before they end up in the upside down, they are being chased through Hawkins or through the normal world before they are somehow roped into the upside down. And this is what they are filming right here, Nancy and Jonathan looking back at whatever is chasing them, and maybe that is how they find themselves roped into the upside down, as we see in this odd kind of CGI'd video that the Duffer Brothers teased many months ago. Also, a lot of people commenting on this tweet, the post, whatever you want to say, saying, "Oh my god, Steve's car, but no Steve. Where is the look at Steve?" Well, if you look really, really closely and be a nitpicker like I am, if you look right above Nancy's huge hair, you can kind of see an extra little chunk of hair, and I believe that is the top of Steve's head that we're seeing. So yes, Steve driving the car, of course, and if you pay attention to that video that I keep referencing, Dustin is probably in the passenger seat. It's just, it is hard to see the front two seats from the angle this picture's being taken. But yeah, there are the new set photos, kind of my breakdown and speculation regarding them and how it ties into that car antenna upside down theory that we've been covering quite a bit and that I'm sure you've seen floating around Stranger Things social media in the last few months. Hope you guys enjoyed listening to me break this down. I am done talking for now. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this down in the comments below. What are some of your theories and what was your reaction to these new set images? I'm excited to see what you have to say. And while you're at it, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a great day.